Welcome to the Fabulous Fifties and Beyond. Our special guest today is Barney McNeil, and he is director of the West Kentucky Christian Alliance, and we're going to be talking about the Paducah Area Christian Festival coming up September 15, 16, and 17 at Carson Park. You stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
And he'd say, go with what you got. Start from where you are. Give it your best shot. Keep reaching for that star. Get in the race. Keep your own pace. Keep moving and never stop. Just go. Go with what you got.
Welcome back. Our guest today, as I said, is Barney McNeil from the Western Kentucky Christian Alliance. We're going to be talking about the Paducah Area Christian Festival. This is a festival, first one, right?
First ever.
First ever in Paducah. And I said that the bulk of it, the main part is going to be at Carson Park, right?
Yes.
But you're actually going to have two other locations also with different activities going on. Tell us about it, Barney.
Okay, all right, yeah, I appreciate you inviting us because we're trying to get the word out because this is the first ever Christian festival. You know, the first time you ever do something, you don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're hoping. We're hoping the churches will come through by advertising it for us. Through venues like this, we're hoping to get the word out because the first year is always the hardest to, to let people know about it. But yes, we'll be at the Carson Park mainly, starting Sunday afternoon after church, going all the way through until our evangelist speaks that evening at 8 p.m. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we'll be starting probably around 3 o'clock, since that's a work day and school day. And we'll go till 8 o'clock for our evangelist Monday and Tuesday nights. All that will be at Carson Park. Music mostly at the river, at the Wilson Stage at the river. We'll have music mostly at similar times there. And also at the amphitheater in Noble Park, we'll have music. Only the amphitheater will have music on Sunday only, probably that day. So we're going to be pretty busy all over Paducah. And
the music is actually going to be provided by the different groups in the area and different churches. I'm going to tell you, we have a lot of talent in Paducah. A lot of talent.
We sure do.
A lot of good Christian quartets, trios, singers. And I look forward to that because I'm a big music man. I love music. Mm-hmm. And I love good preaching too. So I think that'll be good. Now, what are some of the things that you're looking for? I know one of the things that I saw at one of our meetings was a booth of some kind. What kind of booths are we looking for?
Okay, we're hoping the churches will provide most of those to let people know about what they do at their church. They might want to sell something Christian that their youth groups are making or whatever to try to fund something at their church. Any kind of Christian organization, though, we'll be glad to have. And there are some of those around here that's Christian oriented.
Right.
We'd be glad to have them to come on, and we're asking them to call us all the time now to set up booths. And so they can do anything they want to as long as it's a Christian group. We'll be glad to have them.
Okay. And this is this almost, is it kind of open-ended as long as it's Christian-oriented and a Christian group, a Christian organization like a church or a youth group or something like that? Mm-hmm. And then I think you said you'd like to have like a 3 or 4 minute Bible study every hour or something like that.
Well, that's something that's probably never been done before. We don't like to do something just to be having a program or just a show, which is still good for a Christian group to do. But we want to be very evangelistic in nature too, if possible. That's what our West Kentucky Christian Alliance, which is putting this on, always has in mind. So yes, at the booths, we're asking all the Christian groups to have some kind of a 2 or 3 minute Bible study that includes the plan of salvation in that. And we don't know if they all will, but we're asking them to do that because they may be able to touch somebody that's never heard that before.
Well, since it is being conducted by the West Kentucky Christian Alliance, and it is called a Christian festival, anyone who comes there knows that's what it's going to be about, or they should know that's what it's going to be about. So there shouldn't be anyone to get offended over it, as I would say, because for years, Barney, for 17 years, my wife and I had a ministry in one of the largest fairs in the United States, and it was called Cups of Cold Water in Jesus. Now, this was a secular fair. This was a Broward County, Florida fair. Attendance first year was 20,000, 40,000, then it was upwards of 400,000 before we got through. And they allowed us, because I was the chaplain for the fair, helped get it started. And we had this booth, Cups of Cold Water and Jesus, and we provided ice water and gospel tracts. And we would witness and share the gospel. If they showed some kind of an interest, we would kind of prompt them with questions. We had a chalk artist, a Christian chalk artist, come in part of the time and do chalk drawings for us and different things like that. So we had to be a little more careful as to how we approached it, because it was secular, and but we were very fortunate and very blessed. I preached in the circus tent on Sunday mornings to the fair people, to the workers that worked, that traveled, the carnies as we called them, that traveled. And so it was quite a ministry. And my wife says, only when we get to heaven will we see the true results of what went on, because we passed. I'm going to tell you, Barney, we passed that over 500,000 tracts in that period.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, it was really something. So in addition to the booths, will they will be able to sell like their shirts or their Christian shirts, or artwork or different things like that.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And let's talk about you're wanting to recruit singers, right?
Yes. Right.
Now, they'll put your number up on the board.
Okay.
It's okay for them to call you.
Yes.
And I know a lot of singers. Some of them are just getting started, and they look for places where they can sing. And then people who watch our show know of people also, and we want to encourage them to call you and volunteer or recommend someone for the show. And how can we, the people who watch this show, help make this a success?
Well, like you said, hopefully passing the word along. Of course, all the people that watch this show that are Christian, especially, we hope they'll pray for this event. That's the most important thing we need always. All the material we've gotten out to everybody, we tell them especially we want prayer for this event to be successful. But getting the word out, advertising it, letting people know about it, responding to what we're asking them to do, to put up a booth, get us singers, things like that is what we need. Get the word of mouth, talking about it. It's the first ever event like this. Hopefully it'll create some interest. If it's good, we may do an annual thing. Hopefully it'll be an annual festival.
And if they want to, they can get in touch with you. I notice you have a nice flyer, and you can provide them with some PR pieces to where they can put it out also, right?
Yes.
All right, that's good. Now then, food is always big at a festival. What are we going to look for there?
Well, right. Yes. Well, this is what you call a typical festival. All festivals, have three things in common. You always have food, you've always got booths, and you've always got singing, which is what we're going to provide plenty of that. It's just going to be all Christian.
Right.
We're going to have several booths for food. Some vendors are going to come in with food, that you have at typical fairs and things. And we'll have plenty of food. We're encouraging the churches, especially Sunday afternoon. After church, most people want to eat out, go to a restaurant or something. Instead, come to our festival. We'll have plenty of food there that you would get at, whatever the families would go order otherwise. We'll have it there, get their food there, sit down and listen to some great gospel music.
Now, I know that I was at one of the planning meetings. Are you still planning on having like 1, 2, and 3 stages of music going on at a time, or?
Well, that did come up. That's why we're having 3 different venues. We'll have a stage at those 3 places, and give us more opportunity to have more singers, like you said, that want to perform for us. But it'll just be one stage at Carson Park, one at the river, one at the amphitheater in Noble Park.
Okay. Are you going to? I'm sure you will try to program it to where people will know who will be singing when, what types of music. Because I know I love the youth, and and some of their music I don't love, but I wanna be there to hear the kind of music that I like.
Yeah, that's where our sponsors come in. We're encouraging sponsors to call us. We're printing up approximately 1,000 booklets, and the sponsors go in that booklet. But in the middle of that will be our activities. So by that time, a week or so before, and in the newspapers and all the places we can put them out, we'll know our activities and broadcast that, announce that at that time. So they'll know who is singing, who's preaching, and so forth at whichever venue.
That's good. Well, like I say, I have nothing against the youth music. It's just I'd rather hear some other.
Yeah, we'll have all kinds.
Now, and that's good. And I think we need to. That's the sad thing about our church today is we're losing our youth. When they get to be 18 or 20 and truck off to college, we lose them for about 15 years. Fortunately, we get a lot of them back at age 35 and
Amen.
36 if you look at the statistics and different things. But we lose them for about 15 years, and those are, to me, 15 good, productive years.
Amen.
That the Lord could use these young people.
Sure.
And it's a blessing when we see youth in that age allowing themselves to be used by the Lord. And so, and I know that music is one of the ways that we reach them. And,
one of the best.
And so we just need to keep doing this. So we're going to have food, and we're going to have music, and we're going to have booths. I think that's exciting. Now, I know that you're still encouraging the different churches to provide art, to have an art show.
That's what we're trying to do. The first year is going to be tough, but yeah, we're hoping a lot of churches will announce it at their church. Almost everybody has a lot of their Christian paintings at home.
Right.
I've got 5 or 6 myself. We're going to try to get that organized and have at Floral Hall at Carson Park, all that set up where people can observe and see, and maybe have a fun thing with it and have some of it judged and so forth. But all Christian paintings.
Well, that's good, because one thing that I always enjoyed about a fair was looking at the display. I call them display buildings. That's not the proper term, but buildings where people displayed different things of art, different quilts,
Right.
Different things. And so you're going to kind of open that up for that and the different shows. And of course, we're Quilt City, USA. I'm sure there are a lot of Christian-themed quilts out there that people have.
Right.
That they
Right.
would love to display. I know my daughter loves to display her quilts, and my wife loves to display her quilts in different places, and I know that would be exciting to see the different things, because we never know what people have got in their cedar chests or hanging somewhere in their home that someone else would appreciate, and that's what's important. Well, listen, we're going to take a break here. And after our break, we're going to come back. We'll talk some more about some of the things that the churches could do, and the theme of the festival. And so you stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until the
No secret that will make you smile.
reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this dangerous, but they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. Our guest today is Barney Miller, and he is representing the Western Kentucky Christian Alliance, and we're talking about the Paducah Area Christian Festival, first ever, and we want to encourage you and invite you to attend. It's going to be mainly held at Carson Park, a couple other venues where they'll be having music, but it is free for you to come and listen to good singing and visit the different booths and see the different things that they have going on, and we want to encourage you to do that. Now, Barney, you mentioned something about a run walk. For me, it would be a walk.
Me too. Me too.
Tell us a little bit about that. What you want to do?
Yeah. If you want to, I'll try to mention the things we've got for the children.
Okay.
Which includes that. The fun walk run is about a mile. People that know about Carson Park know there's a horse track there.
Right.
And it's a half mile around, so it's real easy to have a walk or a run there to be timed too or whatever. But this is just a fun thing. It's not real organized. But we'll have a 3-mile run. That'll be more for the adults, and a 1 mile fun walk run for the kids 10 and under. Mm-hmm. And it's all free. Now we'll take donations for that if they'll help. If they want to donate to our festival. But they can come do that. That's going to be Sunday afternoon, and they can sign up that day when they come for that. It should be a fun thing. We won't give them a lot of prizes and stuff, but we'll have something for all of them. But that's part of the things for the youth. Now, also, we're going to have the bounceables, where the kids get into the bounceable things and jump all around. We're going to have that for the children. We're going to try to bring in several animals for children to see. The science guy, I know a lot of y'all have heard of him. He'll do a Christian approach to some science things. We're going to have a magician to come in. Several things for the children. So, we've got things for adults and children. Try to have it for everybody, but a lot of things we're going to have, which will cost us the most, though, to bring all that in. That's why we need the funds to help with that. But a lot of things will be for the children, too, at this event.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's important that it is for the children because they'll really enjoy it. Also, I noticed that you're talking about you'll have plenty of security.
Yep.
And all of that, and that's important. Now, as we think about this, the theme of the festival is?
The theme basically is if we ever needed Jesus, we need him now, in a sense. Days of Elijah, a lot of people that know songs, that's one of our key theme songs, which talks about, I think we're in our last days, and we need to start spreading the word. So all these things are part of this, but we think it's time to celebrate Jesus. A lot of people will think, well, why would you want to celebrate Jesus when things are falling down around us? But what we need to turn that around and say the things we still do have. We're still the number one Christian nation in the world, I believe. I think we're quickly losing that. And we still are the land of plenty. So far, we're losing a lot of it because we've turned away from Jesus. But we owe what we have right now to what Jesus is still giving us. Mm-hmm. That's why we need to celebrate Jesus, I believe.
Very good, very good. I agree with that totally, and that's really important. So again, we want to encourage the churches to call you.
Yes. Sign
up for a booth, and to also sign up their singers or recommend some singers. And I'm going to tell you, there's some good church choirs to get them to come in and sing too.
We'd love to get a choir.
Yeah.
That's always hard to get now. We'd love to get all churches to bring a couple people each, and we get them together and practice on a little something. Have a big choir there.
Yeah.
We're trying that also.
Well, that would be good, and I think that's exciting that we can do that through this also. Now, what's this about a flash mob?
That's never been done, I don't believe, in this area. Some people probably have heard of a flash mob in bigger cities, like in a big mall or something. Now, that's pre-planned. They'll practice on some song or something, and they'll all just congregate in a certain area and have somebody bring in a big boom box or something, and all of a sudden just break into song. Now we'd love to get that practiced and go to the mall here in Paducah or someplace like that, and do a Christian song.
Yeah. Well, I know I've seen flash mobs on TV and on YouTube especially, in the different places, and some of them are huge.
Yeah, some do dances or different things.
Yeah,
But
and so you want to try to do a flash mob?
we're gonna try. We're gonna attempt it. We'll see.
It can
We'll
come
see.
together. Just get you a good music director to bring them in, and that can work. So that's good. Well, now the one thing that we kind of have to be careful about here is you do need advertisers for your booklet, right?
That's a big part of what the funds raised for this event.
Yeah, and they contact you.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be just like a program, and it'll have the schedule of events and activities in it. It's just like a program any of the other organizations put out.
Yes.
Market House Theater.
Right.
Carson Center. Any of them. They
Yeah,
put
the
out.
fair that just completed at Carson
Right.
Park, they had a similar thing.
Yeah. So that's what it'll be, and we want to encourage our listeners to see if they know of anybody or any businesses that might be interested in that also. So do it. And then, if I remember correctly, you said you're going to have some fireworks on the last night.
We're going to attempt it, and we're going to try to have some just as big as they have out down at the river every year, July the 4th. But it won't be as long, of course.
Right.
But we're going to try to conclude our whole 3-day festival with, and part of what you said earlier too, we're going to try to conclude by having everybody that's there join hands, and we finish it all up with some fireworks and a song, and that will conclude our 3-day Christian festival.
Great. Now, the one thing we haven't talked about is the evangelist singer.
Yep.
Tell us about Steve.
Steve Warren, he's our headliner for the 3 days. We've had him down here before, but nothing in this big of a venue before. Steve Warren's from Cookeville, Tennessee. We got him for several reasons. He's a great country Southern gospel singer too. Pretty well known. He's been on the national charts. He's a beautiful singer. He'll sing and then he'll preach. But he's a great evangelist, and we got him for this non-denominational festival because he can preach to all denominations, and that's hard to find sometimes. You can find a good Baptist preacher, you can find sometimes a good Pentecostal preacher, but he can preach to all denominations. He does it all the time. He's an evangelist more than he is anything else. And so he can do all of that, and I think everybody will really enjoy seeing Steve Warren.
Okay, and he's from Cookeville, Tennessee.
Yes.
And will he be preaching all 3 nights?
All 3 nights.
At Carson. Okay. So the other 2.
Yeah, and we'll have music leading up to his 8. He won't preach and sing till 8 o'clock.
Okay.
That'll give us time to do a. Now we just found out today we're going to try to get the Cups. And some people have heard of them. It's a nationally known group. They said the Tea Party has just employed them to have as their theme song nationally, "In God We Trust."
Mm-hmm.
That was done by the Cups. I think we're going to get them down here on Sunday afternoon prior to Steve preaching.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking with them right now. That's a nationally known group. Of course, we'll have local groups and singers all through the 3 days too.
Right.
But we're going to try to get them down here also.
Very good. Well, I'm excited about this, and we hope that we can generate enough excitement to where this one will be a success. And I'll tell you, like I've told other people, if the Lord's in it,
Amen.
it'll be a success. And in most cases, we can't do anything like this without the Lord.
Amen.
And I've always said that attempt something so big that you fail without the Lord.
There you go.
I've said that too many churches have too many committees, and they have everything planned out. And if they plan every move and everything out, then what do you need the Lord for?
Amen.
So
Amen.
my theory is make it so big that you got to have the
Yeah.
Lord to be successful.
Yeah. Well, people know about Christianity. This is a Gideon time of thing, Bill. We just started this very short time ago with very little people helping us. But like you said, we'll see what the Lord has plans for this festival.
Right. Well, Barney, we appreciate having you with us today, and we want to encourage our people to watch for the different advertising and the different things that will be going on to promote the Paducah Area Christian Festival. It's an exciting time, it can be even more exciting, so we encourage you to do that. And you stay tuned. We'll be back again next week with another show. Remember that the Fabulous 50s is here for you so that we can make you aware of the things that are going on in our area. Not only the things that are going on, but the services that are available for you and the different facilities that are available for you. So we encourage you to stay tuned week to week, and we encourage you to go to our website, the Fabulous 50s and Beyond.net, and you can see these shows and all of our shows. Remember, use it or lose it.
Can't see as well as I used to. Can't run as far or as fast. Sometimes I think that the old me is becoming exactly that. But when I start thinking of all I don't have, that's when I tell poor me Beethoven was 50 and deaf as a post when he wrote his Ninth Symphony. And he'd say, go with what you